I woke up and found myself turned into a hated dragon that everyone wanted to beat up. Beside me lay a princess who was unconscious and wouldn't wake up. It turned out that not long ago, the king used the princess as a sacrifice to get rid of the black dragon and lure it to come. As expected, the black dragon arrived and grabbed the princess, preparing to run away. Just then, the royal sorcerer gave the order, and various magic spells were thrown at the black dragon. Unable to dodge, the black dragon was severely injured. Although it managed to escape, it couldn't escape its fate of death. After some time, the black dragon's eyes suddenly opened, and it exclaimed in a strange voice, "Who spilled water on my computer and caused me to miss the first kill?" Listening to this bizarre howl, I fell into silence. What was that noise? I asked myself. Wait, was that me speaking just now? Suddenly, I realized that someone else's paw was touching my body. Shocked, I tried to stand up, but stumbled and fell to the ground. Looking at my reflection in the water, I wondered, did I die in reality and then turn into a dragon, or more specifically, a crippled dragon? Just then, I heard a girl moaning nearby. I saw a girl lying unconscious beside me, her limbs locked in chains. It didn't look good. Should I give her artificial respiration? Suddenly, a system message popped up. "Hello host, the Plunder War system is at your service." I was dumbfounded by the appearance of 3 systems. Could it be that I was the chosen one of legend? However, my joy was short-lived as the 3 systems merged into one, becoming the ultimate, invincible, self-improving and evolving Plunder War Dragon system, or simply the Dragon system. The system then introduced itself to me, explaining that it could trigger special abilities by gaining the favor of special female NPCs, and that it could also modify various parts of my body by consuming system points. Kill justice forces or players to gain system points. Half of the system points can be obtained by killing evil forces. For a moment, I thought I misheard myself. What players and what NPCs? Is this the real world or a game world? System access is not enabled. Cannot answer. Detected that the host has plundered an SSS special female NPC. Please proceed with the strategy. Suddenly, Anna hugged my dragon tail. She weakly said, "It's so cold." I realized that Anna might have caught a cold. I quickly opened her system panel to check the situation. The status bar read hungry, cold, and infected with a disease. The most prominent thing was that her lifespan was only 2 days. The situation was really bad. Suddenly, a strong pleasure came from my tail. I couldn't help but let out a sound. Looking closely, I found that Anna was coiled around my tail. Although it was really enjoyable, it was not a solution. Fortunately, there was a bare skin in the corner. I quickly covered her with it. Unexpectedly, this move directly increased her favorability by 10 points. At this moment, I really felt hungry, but I was unable to move due to my injury. Not to mention increasing favorability. I might starve to death first. System, did you forget something? Others have new player gift packages. Why don't I have one? Ding, the host makes a good point. I will distribute it immediately. Temporary recovery card for the body. Using it will consume the host's life source. After the duration expires, the host will become even weaker. When I heard this, I was petrified on the spot. What's the difference between this card and kill 1,000 enemies and hurt oneself 800 times? But now, I could only rely on it. Moreover, Anna needed me to save her. The scene switched, and I found myself in the forest. I didn't expect to be so lucky and immediately found a deer that had just died. Just as I was about to feast on it, 3 level 25 silver moon wolves jumped out, but they seemed to have underestimated their opponent. After all, I am a level 30 dragon. Take this dragon wave. Directly turned the leading silver moon wolf into ashes. I didn't spare the other 2 either. After filling my stomach, I immediately returned to my lair. Little did I know that Anna had already woken up. Her body was wet with fear. With a dead heart, she was ready to fight to the death. However, the black dragon's skin was incredibly hard. She nearly choked on an apple. "Mr. Dragon, are you going to eat me?" I panicked and quickly waved my hands to explain. But in Anna's eyes, I was a real tyrannical dragon, ready to pounce and devour her. As expected, she fainted again. Oh well, let's see how many system points I just gained. The system replied that the host had killed 3 second-order silver moon wolves and gained 30 system points, which were half due to being evil forces. Just as I was thinking about what medicine I could use to treat Anna, the system recommended that I exchange 10 system points for Scutularia bicalensis. Scutularia bicalensis has a fever-reducing effect, which is perfect for Anna. Without hesitation, I chose it. Immediately, a Scutularia bicalensis plant broke through the soil. Since there was no suitable container nearby, I fed it to Anna with my mouth. As the medicinal juice flowed into Anna's mouth, the temporary recovery time of her body card arrived. My body suddenly swayed, and the whole dragon fell uncontrollably to the ground. I couldn't help but comment, "This aftertaste is too strong." Then I fell into a deep sleep. At this moment, in Anna's dream, she was struggling to walk in the desert. Suddenly, a huge black shadow appeared in the sky. Wasn't that my long and hard figure? Anna woke up in a startle as it began to rain heavily. It was then that she realized she was under the wing of Mr. Black Dragon. She didn't have time to think much before a bitter taste spread in her mouth. It seemed like the taste of medicine. Did Black Dragon save me? And these fruits, were they also prepared for me by Black Dragon? I didn't expect him to be quite gentle. Anna cautiously pushed my head and tried to wake me up. Why did it feel like he was dead? Was it because I stabbed him? Anna placed my head on her knees and gently stroked Black Dragon. "Please get well soon," she said. In my mind, the system prompted that Anna's favorability had reached 90, reached the requirements for stage 1, obtained 2000 system points, in the skill Primary Devour. The effect of Primary Devour was that eating could quickly restore physical strength and produce some self-healing ability, but the amount of food needed would also increase. Looking at the unconscious girl, Sun Yan's saliva couldn't stop dripping, and he even thought about the cooking method in his mind. Fortunately, reason prevailed over hunger, especially since Anna's favorability had reached 90, but it used to be negative. Why did it suddenly become 90 after I woke up? Could it be that she's fallen for my heart and long body? What a shallow woman. But since you're so generous, I'll take the loss. Suddenly, Anna coughed several times, even coughing out blood. Looking at her attributes, Sun Yan suddenly realized that she only had 1 day of life left. He quickly opened the system store, hoping to find medicine to cure Anna. However, as he searched, he found a dress that required 10,000 system points to exchange. Sun Yan was angry and threw the system on the ground. Who did they think he was? They even offered him a seductive uniform. Did they think he would buy it? However, buying a cheaper one might not be a bad idea. I swear to the heavens, Sun Yan thought Anna's clothes were a bit thin. 100 system points were deducted after the successful exchange. This outfit even came with a pantyhose, perfectly accentuating Anna's figure. It was a steal. No, I can't look any longer. The dragon has spines there. Let's first treat her illness. The system activated the body modification function, offering 2 methods, external and internal modification. Sun Yan immediately selected the eye modification, which could provide a rough awareness of certain things and states. However, the next moment brought a sharp pain to his eyes, making him want to dig them out for relief. Thankfully, it only lasted a moment, then Anna's introduction became more detailed. She had various illnesses all at once. It was a miracle she was still alive. Suddenly, a human voice came from outside the cave, probably searching for the previous dragon. Fortunately, the cave was large enough, and Sun Yan quickly hid in the shadows. Soon, dozens of people rushed in aggressively, but the highest level was only 21. Sun Yan could easily kill them. However, he didn't want to take any chances and used 1000 system points to modify his claws and scales. It's a shame to have to kidnap such a beautiful girl, but he was worried that Anna would be discovered by the mercenary group. Sun Yan took the initiative to appear and draw them away. Seeing the black dragon in the sky, Serena looked puzzled. Was this the same silly black dragon as before? It seemed different now. She quickly warned everyone to be careful, as something seemed off. Wiles mocked her as a coward, but everyone ignored her. If she hadn't released the binding spell at Angus Square, they would have caught the stupid black dragon already. Although Serena wanted to beat him up, but the gap in strength between the two was too great. She had no choice but to suppress her anger and obediently keep her mouth shut. Soon after, Wiles raised his arm and shouted, "The black dragon is flying westward. We should chase after it." Westward? Why would it fly from deep in the forest to the outskirts? Could it be that the black dragon's treasure is there, and it's trying to lure people in the opposite direction to avoid being detected? After a moment, Sun Yan looked back at the mercenaries who were chasing after him and immediately turned around and charged towards them. There was no doubt that it would be a massacre. Within a few breaths, several mercenaries on this side had died. At this moment, Wiles seized the opportunity and swung his sword down towards the dragon's back. The result was that he did not even leave a scratch, as if he had hit a steel plate. Seeing Wiles' shocked expression, Sun Yan proudly said, "I told you my back was itchy." It turns out there were fleas. The next moment, he directly killed the flea with his dragon breath. As soon as the Great Knight died, the remaining people fled in a hurry. Sun Yan didn't spare anyone, because this was a system point earning activity. But then he suddenly realized that there was still a female mage left. So he hurried back to the dragon's lair. At this time, Serena was healing Anna, but when she noticed the black dragon returning, she quickly cast a binding net spell. Sun Yan was caught off guard and was firmly wrapped up. "Hey, what are you doing, woman? Humans and dragons don't get along." Only to see Serena pick up her wand and wave it towards Sun Yan's dragon root. Sun Yan immediately struggled and broke free from the bindings. Do you think I'm just a worm if I don't use my strength? He then pinned Serena under his claw and demanded, "Who sent you?" Embarrassingly, to Serena's ears, it sounded like another dragon was roaring loudly. That's when Sun Yan realized that he couldn't speak human language. He had wanted to use the system to modify his vocal cords, but he only had 280 system points, which was still 20 points short. That's when the system offered its new loan service with only 50% interest. "Host, do you want to give it a try? What's the difference between this and robbery?" But it seems like there aren't any other options now. After upgrading, Sun Yan can finally speak. "Quickly, tell me who sent you here. What's your purpose?" It turns out that there was a problem with Unju's prince in that area. He needs to eat dragon heart and dragon root to be cured. Upon hearing this, Sun Yan became angry. "Eating dragon heart is not enough, and you even want to lay your hands on my dragon root?" In no time, Serena was bound by Sun Yan with vines. He himself was busy rummaging through her backpack. He found a healing magic book in it. Immediately, he went to Serena's side and asked, "Do you know how to heal?" Serena turned her head and replied, "So what if I do? I would never heal a dragon." The next moment, Sun Yan directly clawed at her. Serena thought she was done for, but unexpectedly, the vines on her body were untied. She was then brought to Anna's side by Sun Yan, who asked her to heal Anna. Serena kindly reminded him that this was a fake princess. "Do you still want to save her?" Sun Yan naturally understood. After all, how could a human give birth to a half-human and half-dragon? But Anna is his good friend, so is it just because of that? Suddenly, Serena felt that this dragon looked quite pleasing to the eye. Ding, favorability increased. Congratulations, host, for unlocking Serena's panel. Damn, she's another SSS level? Is this forcing me to have a threesome? Sun Yan didn't expect to encounter the second SSS level female so soon. Fortunately, he didn't kill her like a system point at the beginning. Upon hearing this, Serena turned her head and asked, "What S?" Sun Yan quickly changed the subject and asked about Anna's condition. Serena shook her head helplessly. She has suffered severe damage and needs a clean environment, adequate medication, and a powerful priest. Sun Yan was speechless for a while. "If I knew a priest, why would I need you?" Serena retorted. "But she's not a professional therapeutic magician." Anna woke up weakly and tried to calm the two down. "I'm already lucky enough to be alive. Thank you, Mr. Black Dragon. I really am okay." Sun Yan's mood improved significantly after Anna woke up. But then the system prompted him, "NPC emotions are unstable. Host's comfort is needed." Sun Yan became ferocious upon hearing this, and the next second he swallowed Anna whole. "Hey, she said she was okay. She didn't mean for you to eat her," Serena exclaimed. But soon Sun Yan spit Anna out, and there was even a chain in his mouth. Anna regained her freedom and moved her limbs in disbelief. "Mr. Black Dragon, you're really amazing." Ding! Anna's favorability increased by 100, and the host was rewarded with 1,000 system points. Then Sun Yan picked up the two women and said, "This residence is no longer safe. We need to find a new shelter as soon as possible." The scene changed to the tempting aroma of meat permeating the air, making the two women salivate. Although Sun Yan was a gaming otaku in his previous life, he had learned a good hand at cooking from his grandmother, and conquering the two women's stomachs was only a matter of time. Then a group of large yellow dogs appeared. Instead of being afraid of Sun Yan, they surrounded him with an obsession. "Haha, great true dragon. I am a kobold from the Broken Tooth tribe, begging to be your dependent and serve you as your faithful servant." Sun Yan was confused for a moment, but after the system introduced him to the group, he learned that they had a blind worship of dragons. "What can you do for me as my dependent when you're so weak?" Sun Yan asked. "Haha, great true dragon. Although we are weak, we can design a splendid and comfortable dragon nest for you and find rare ore veins for you to become your wealth," they replied. Sun Yan was tempted by this condition, so he agreed to their request, but he needed a spacious and dry dragon cave now. "Understood, master. Please follow me."